Hey guys, so today we're going to be analysing the 2018 House results across the country. So how this is going to work, I've taken the 270 to win battleground map, the 3-color, and I've just taken out one district, that is Oklahoma 5. That was expected to be safe or likely Republican. In fact, the Democrat pulled off an upset there in Oklahoma 5, so that's the only one I moved. And we're going to go through it by the poll closing times. So, starting out, state of Virginia, we go up. Most of the competitive races went the Democrats' way. Virginia 10 was expected to be Democratic pickup, but then the two toss-up races in the 7th district and the 2nd district went Democratic. In the 5th district, the Republicans held on to that district, even though it was quite a competitive race. Next, with some competitive races, the state of Georgia, the 6th district actually went Democratic. There we go. It was a slight favorite for the Republicans to win, but the Democrats actually were able to win in that race. Good news there for the Democrats. South Carolina, there was a big upset. The Democrat actually was able to win. This is another likely Republican seat that went Democratic. That means that the GOP one is now has 5 districts compared to the Democrats' 2. Here we go. Another one I wanted to touch on, Kentucky 6. This was expected to be very close, but the Republicans were a narrow favorite. The Republicans held on to Kentucky 6. So we've gone through Georgia, Virginia, Kentucky, South Carolina, and then, of course, the state of Vermont and Indiana both had safe seats only, right? Next, let's go over the 7:30 poll closings. We'll start out in the state of Ohio. I believe in the 14th, that one went over to the Republicans. The 12th went to the Republicans, and the 1st went to the Republicans. So a clean sweep of the competitive districts in the state of Ohio. State of North Carolina. Here we go. I believe that in the 9th district, Mark Harris was declared the winner, but Dan McCready is not giving up. At the moment, I would give the slight lean over towards Mark Harris to win that one. 2nd district, I believe the Republicans had this one. Don't quote me on that. Yep, the Republicans held on there. And then in the 13th district, I believe the Democrats won there. Oh no, my bad. The Republicans were actually able to win. See. Okay. So we've done North Carolina, Ohio. Now West Virginia. I had expected an upset in the 3rd district. I did think that Richard Ojeda, he had the momentum. However, it was eventually Carol Miller, the Republican, who was able to win in the West Virginia 3rd district. Okay, so we've gone over all the competitive results in 7:30 hour. Now let's go over the 8 o'clock hour, starting in Alabama, where there were no competitive races. Then we're going to keep going down. Connecticut and Delaware had no competitive races. The state of Florida, sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, so I believe the 6th went to the Republicans. I'm not sure about Denny Ross's seat, but the 16th definitely went to the Republicans. Same thing with the 18th and the 25th. A few Democratic pickups. I'm not exactly sure about that one. I'm just pulling up the results in the state of Florida. Very hard to open it up, so we need to go in here. Apologies. So Ross Spano actually did hold out in Florida, as I thought, but then there were 2 Democratic pickups. Carlos Curbelo lost in Florida 26th, and someone, I'm not exactly sure, M something, she lost in Florida, right? Okay, I do apologize for that one. So we've gone through Florida. Another one I wanted to touch on that was competitive, Oklahoma 5. The Democrat actually was able to upset the Republican incumbent Steve Russell. He went down in Oklahoma 5. Illinois, many competitive races, many breaking in favor of the Democrats. In both the 14th district and the 6th district, Republican incumbents lost. And Rondi Davis, I believe both of these people won. Don't quote me on that. In the 13th and the 12th. Let's just double check that one. Yeah, both Republican incumbents won in those ones. So, mixed bag for Democrats and Republicans in the state of Indiana. Now going into the state of Pennsylvania, then we'll go over into New Jersey. Actually, we'll start off in the state of New Jersey. Democrats had a clean sweep of the competitive races here. Many GOP incumbents going down as losers. Rondi Ferguson, who's been there since 1995, lost. Actually, he retired, but still, the Republican who trying to take his place, lost. Leard Lance lost in the 7th district. Tom MacArthur lost in the 3rd district. All of these, I believe this was to Mickey Sherrill, or this one could be Mickey Sherrill, I'm not exactly sure, but this was definitely Andy Kim's one that he won there. So now there is only one Republican in New Jersey's congressional delegation. Now, it's quite a complicated system in the state of Pennsylvania. They recently did some redistricting that did quite favor the Democrats. So let's just go into the state of Pennsylvania. Most of them went as expected. Some competitive races. The 1st district went to the Republicans. And I believe that 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, yep. If all of these went pretty much as expected. 16th went to the Republicans, and then the rest went to the Democrats. These are all pickups for the Democratic Party. So we've gone over those two states. Now let's go into the Northeast, where we have New Hampshire and Maine. Both of these went to the Democrats. In New Hampshire, it was a keep for the Democrats, and in Maine, it was a flip for the Democrats there in the state of Maine, which now uses ranked choice voting. So I believe we cleared the 8 o'clock hour. Now let's go into 8:30. In the 2nd congressional district, the incumbent was able to win re-election. So now let's go over into the 9 o'clock hour, right? In New York, many incumbents lost their re-election. In New York, many Republican incumbents, I should say, lost their re-election. In the 19th, let me just try and find the state of New York. Okay, so the 22nd district actually flipped and went to the Democrats. I also believe that was the same with the 19th district, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I can't remember all the results in my head. The 24th and the 27th, they both went to Republican incumbents in both of those races, so we can put them in the Republican column. In the state of Michigan, there was a number of competitive House races. Here we go. Right, so state of Michigan, Fred Upton actually won his re-election. Mike Bishop, and a few others. However, I do realize this video is dragging along, so you may as well just look at the final results. Anyway, so that's the final House results. A few notable mentions. In New Mexico's 2nd District, Yorkshire Torres Small actually won. Kind of an upset. It was a toss-up race. I called that one for the Democrat there because I sensed that the energy was on her side, not on the side of Yvette Herrell. In the 23rd District, this was not as competitive as it once was. Gina Ortiz-Jones actually came up a bit short there after leading in the beginning. Paul Davis actually losing there. Kara Eastman actually lost in Nebraska's 2nd District. Rod Blum and David Young both lost their races in rural Iowa to female Democratic challengers. In the state of California, Duncan Hunter won his re-election, but pretty much all the other competitive races, including an upset in California 21. It hasn't officially been called, but TJ Cox is looking like he's going to go on and win his first election there in that state. So those were a few notable mentions. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next one.